So today I am going to be working on a black cat commission, and I don't work on black cat very often. She's like one of those rare commissions for me to do this one. And then for Toronto, for Fan Expo Canada in Toronto in a couple weeks, I have two of them. So it's really interesting for me to do something different. And good evening, Gabriel. How are you? I hope everything is going well. All right, so I'll be honest. Technically, hi Kylie. Today I was supposed to do a black canary, but I've run into a block with it. I've been trying to get that one done for a while. I've been working on the layout. I can't pick one, so I'm just switching so that I just don't beat my head against the wall. I'm switching to black cat right now because I have an idea for her, and I will continue working on black canary. Hey Mike, I'm glad you made it. And I'm glad things are going well for you, Gabriel. So I have a layout that I have actually submitted, I think, twice as a cover, and it hasn't been picked. So I'm going to use it for black cat because I really like this layout and I want to use it. So I'm thinking I'm going to do something with black cat and a bunch of stuff that she's stolen that she's sitting on, and it's this one right here. So that's why I've decided to claim it for black cat. So these were all the layouts. For any of you who were here on the Hell Witch streams, these are the layouts that I submitted. This one was chosen. These two were left. So I am going to use this one for black cat and just modify it. Oh, Robert Rousseau, hey, I'm so glad you made it to this stream. It's been a while. I hope everything is going good for you guys. And I hope Kathy as well. All right, so for a lot of the time, because I've done my usual and taken the layout and blown it up to 8.5 by 11 size, which is the size of this commission, I've taken care of that already. Oh, really? An October release? That's awesome. Jason, hello. Okay, so here is the layout. Now you're not going to see, you're not going to be able to see a ton of it because I have other lights on and stuff, but hopefully you'll start to see once I put down the, why is it still making that weird? I just need to turn it up all the way. Yeah, it shouldn't do light box lines shortly. That's so weird. Okay, now it's working. And I just turned it off. So I have to make it full strength, and then it doesn't seem to do the lines. Sorry. I just made it worse. Oh, really? It's coming out October 17th? Woohoo! That's awesome. Where did you guys see that info? So now it's not better. There's the lines again. Okay, I'm going to open up OBS so I can see in real time. All right, I'm turning it off, and I'm going to turn it on full strength. Sorry, everybody. I'm just trying to get it in a way that it's not making lines for you. Lines? Are there lines? Yes, there's still lines. There we go. Okay, I got it so that there's no lines. Woohoo! Oh, there's a Hell Witch Kickstarter. That's awesome. No, it's because it's on a dimmer, and when it's dimming, I can't see it to the naked eye, but the camera picks up those lines. So I just had to get it so that it wasn't dimming at all. Yay, success! Hello, Kathy. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm just checking up. I think everybody is doing good. Hell Witch is October 17th. That is amazing. All right, so now to try to make this layout work for a commission. And I'm not putting her in a throne, obviously. I just want her sitting on a pile of stuff she's stolen and, you know, jewels and things. So I'm gonna just get started and get the face in there. Neck and traps, collarbones, shoulder muscle, bust. Hey, Tony. I'm so glad that you made it. Hey, Will. All right, so this pose is actually just a tiny touch tricky to get the perspective right on the legs. And actually with Black Cat, it is going to be a little bit trickier because she doesn't really have any garters or anything that kind of helps to show the direction or the perspective of her thigh. But I'll try to do that maybe with like a string of pearls that's going over her leg or something like that to show the perspective. Oh, Louie's here. Hello, and Scott is here. Happy Wednesday. Hey, Chris Baracco. So I'm just breaking up the body in the way that I usually do. Oh, thank you. It was so nice to be done a day early. It's awesome. All right, I know that was so mean of me to post my like whipped cream mocha, but it was too yummy and I didn't really have a ton of art to show, so that's what I did. I hope you guys were able to like make yourselves a coffee or something in advance. You just added the hardcover. Oh, that is awesome, Louie. Thank you. That is so cool. I really should, Kylie, but it wouldn't help anything. Okay, so figuring out her arms is probably something I'm gonna have to do not with the light table. I think that all that I'm gonna need to figure out now. And I want her to be looking all naughty and smiling and stuff like that. So I'm going to just look up pile of jewels just to see. She can be like Smaug on a big pile of stuff. And you know what? Even if it's going to be kind of difficult to make it work, I want her arm up here. And so this wasn't even the layout that I submitted, but I did have another sketch idea underneath that I just kind of drew on top of. So I'm just going to take a quick look at this. Scrooge McDuck. That's right. So I want to see kind of the back side of her hand. No, I don't want it that high. Trying to see if it would work for her to be kind of like this, right? So she's got her pinky down by her mouth. Means her hand would need to be turning kind of like so. The rest of the fingers would be underneath. And then we would see her arm like that, and then the rest would be foreshortened. So that bust would get pulled up a little bit higher on this side. Right? That's so true, Kylie. It's not as hot today, Louie, no. But the thing is it's so smoky from the forest fires in BC, I think, that it's like extremely foggy and smells like a campfire here. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty rough as far as the fires go. But other than that, yeah, it's cooled down a good bit, which is awesome. We were roasting. Okay, so I'm just drawing in her other fingers because they would be bending down on the other side, but I'm just drawing through a little bit so that I know where the fingers need to be. No, I don't think I'm going to put that one up right there. Anyway, something like that. I'll keep refining it. And then she has the long sort of fur on the sides of her arm. Hey, Philip. Yes, we need the forest lord to the rescue. That's right. And some more of the fur on that side, and then on this side again. And then she has a low cut top with the same fur trim. Okay, I don't need the light table anymore. thank you for the host, Louie. The nice thing about like a jewel pile is I can pretty much just make it whatever size and shape of pile I want and need it to be, which is pretty fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. No, thank you, Philip. Or do you mean I don't look like I'm roasting and dying like I did earlier? Or like last week, I guess it was. Yeah, hopefully this one's a good one. I'm really looking forward to working on it, that's for sure. All right, I need to check her outfit. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Philip. Yes, it has cooled down a decent bit since last week. Thank God, because I was gonna die. So we've moved back into our own room and all that because we were like camping out in the basement. All right, I'm just checking her outfit to make sure I get this right. I don't draw a black cat very often, so I don't want to screw up her outfit. Okay, that's cool about the brush. I actually broke my other little brush. So this one is not the one that I prefer to work with, but it'll do in a pinch, that's for sure. Hi, Timmersy. Thank you so much for liking my work. That's awesome. Luis Romero, I am reading your thing right now. One question about selling art. I've never sold a print. I'm asking when selling prints. Should I sell the prints, them lower than selling a normal sketch on paper? Do you mean like, do you sell a print for cheaper than you sell a original piece of art that you worked on? Yes, you do. Prints are cheaper than the original piece of artwork. Hello, Fran. How are you? Welcome to the stream for today. I feel like her chin might be in the wrong spot, and that's what's bothering me. I might need to turn her head a little bit in order for that idea to work. Oh, you're welcome, Louis. Oh, thank you, Kylie. That means a lot. Well, I need to make them align properly, so that is the part I'm going to need to work on. Sometimes I feel like doing the bite look, it really works for some artists, and then times that I've tried it, it almost just looks worse. So it really has to, it's like that perfect, you have to either nail it completely or just don't do it. So I am going to see if it works. If not, I will just keep her pinky there, but I'm not going to try to get the hand in the pinky. Oh, wow. MJ Freytag, I feel like I run into that all the time where I'm drawn to the same basic poses, and that's very encouraging that you think that. I do look at just tons of photographs, and I'll try to think of other things, like not just kind of what I'm looking for, but like I'll look at dancing pictures or people running when I actually need someone flying. Like I'll try to look at a bunch of different ideas and different poses. And yeah, it's a tough one for sure. And I've caught myself doing similar poses. So it's a really, really easy thing to do. And then also it's like, you hit a point if you've drawn all of the poses really, and then you're still working, which can happen where it's just like you try, like sometimes I've tried so hard to make it a different pose that I've kind of ruined the piece because it just lacks that right look, you know? So I don't know if that makes sense, but it can happen where like the quest for originality kind of ruins the picture. So it's a balance between the two, but definitely I look at lots and lots and lots of photographs and then try to kind of put them all together, and I use them to get ideas, and then I very much draw it myself. But having those ideas and just getting tons and tons, even I'll just scroll through pictures that I've kept and that I like just for inspiration. And then you put it away and then you draw what you're going to draw, or you think about it. And it's like it can kind of be like little Kickstarter things for your brain to get it thinking about something different or going in a completely different direction. It is coffee, Lino. No, thank you so much. Yeah. And everybody thinks slightly differently, you know? And I'm not saying my way is the right way and somebody else's way is wrong in any way, shape, or form, because you know, you got to do what feels right to you. So all I'm talking about is what feels right to me. I've kind of turned, and I don't have her face isn't following the lines perfectly. Lino, this is the sketch. Hey, Simone. That is awesome, Mike. You know what, I'm going to keep the chin and move the mouth. That's what I've decided to do. That's awesome, Mike. Have fun. Oh, well, thank you, MJ Freytag. At the moment, no, I am not accepting commissions, but I do open up my list sometimes for conventions. So if you are interested in that, definitely sign up to my email list, because that's where you can get on my commission list. And thank you, Kylie. I was just going to do that. You do, or if you have someone that can pick it up for you, that is also possible. And yeah, Tucci's work is amazing, as is DeBalfo's. Nice collection there, Freytag. That's awesome, Louie. So this face is probably going to take some figuring out. Not gonna lie. I'm going to make sure this hasn't already been done. I'm going to check. And I'm just checking to make sure. All right, 1 second, you guys. I'm just making sure that this hasn't... Okay, no, it hasn't been done. I was just, like, on the fence, worried that I'd already seen this, and no, it's not what I had in mind. Phew! Sucks if you come up with an idea and you're like, wait a minute, have I seen this before? And then you find out that you have, and you're like, damn it, I have to start over. So that's where the idea came from. Hey, Juan Solo. Oh, thank you, Louie. Yeah, before I could use Photoshop, my mom said I had to learn how to, I had to pass, I think it was 50 words per minute on typing tutor before she'd get me Photoshop. So I really motivated on typing. Exactly, Kylie, but just 10 times worse because it looks like you totally ripped someone off. Which I guess is the same thing if you stole somebody's dress idea, which I guess would be considered a pretty bitchy move. But still. Yeah, she made me earn it. That's right. I was motivated, though. It was like the oldest version of Photoshop that, like, you know, I don't know, this was in the 90s, I think. So yeah, it was like a super old version, but it was still just mind-blowing to me. Adam, River Dragon, David, oh my god, you guys are the most amazing people for making it. Thank you all so much for being here. Yes, it was one of the thrown options, David. I'm totally mooching off my own layout. But if it doesn't get taken, then I figure it's mine to use. Whoop whoop. Oh, for sure, but there's only so many poses in the world, right? And there's only so many poses that you can even draw Spidey in that look like Spidey, right? So it makes it so that it's really hard, and you have to kind of start using the same poses, because literally what else are you going to do, you know? So that's what makes it kind of complicated about always coming up with a new pose. All poses have been done, really, until you start getting into contortion. B, if you want to try to be original, like right now, I'm like, okay, I have this idea, and then I'm like, wait a minute, was this already done for a black cat? And so I went and checked, right? Because if it had already been done, I wouldn't feel right about using it, right? So it makes it really, really difficult to be original, and then also not just, be so scared that you're like gonna draw something that someone else has done, which I'm just paranoid about, or something. There are only so many poses. Oh, that's cool, Kylie. I don't even know what that is, though. I saved a baby tree. That's right. Okay, so I am free to use the pinky on the mouth. So it's a little bit Dr. Evil. I don't know who said that on the stream, but that's perfect. It is a little Dr. Evil. But she's sitting on a giant pile of stuff she stole. So I think it's perfect. Oh, interesting. That's cool, Kylie. Okay. Let me try this again. All right, so I want her mouth pretty open, but I still need to have her with the chin. And honestly, it might be easier for me to move her hand and arm than it is for me to make her face look right. 1,000,000. That's awesome. So I am actually going to put priority on her face, because moving her hand is much easier to do than to actually get a really good facial expression. So that is where my focus is going to go, is on her face. All right, so now I'm just checking her mask thingy to make sure I get that right. Again, everyone, I do apologize for checking all of this, but I don't want to do it wrong, and I don't draw black cat very often. So I'm just checking. Yes, and for starters, I needed to change the angle of her head. I want her looking down more. Okay. All right, so now that I'm kind of working on the direction of her head, I'm gonna start actually putting in the breaks in it. So like I'm basically cutting her head into a almost like a beach ball sections. Oh no, everybody has, you know, well, maybe not everyone, but I definitely have to set it up and sometimes erase things or change it, all that stuff. Hello, Kelleth. All right, I'll look up and check everyone's comments in just a second. Right now, I'm just trying to get her eyes in the right spot. All right, so I'm gonna, once I settle on her face, then I'll move her hand. Hey, Tanis! And, okay, and Hans is here. Hello! Welcome to the stream, you guys. Okay, checking her mask. Make sure I get that right. I'm not trying to screw up and draw the wrong kind of mask. And everybody's mask is slightly different. Even every version of Harley where she has a mask is shaped a little bit differently, and where it sits on your head is different, or on their face. And so it's like one of those things that's like super important because it's almost their signature. It's part of their costume for sure. Thank you so much, friend. Okay, so technically she doesn't have any eyebrows. Her mask covers the eyebrows. So I think, and I don't draw her very often or a lot of characters that have the mask, but when I do, I use the top section of the mask to basically pretend at or fill in as eyebrows. So like depending on the pose, the mask kind of moves the way eyebrows would. So it kind of forms a triangle, goes to a point on the other side, and then comes down again into another point. Okay, those may not be high enough up on her head. Hey Lee, how are you? I'm glad you could make it to this stream. Yeah, they are a little bit tricky. I need to make sure I get them right. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to set up their placement before I start mucking about with actually doing the lines. So really the points are kind of, one point is closer in, but the other one is almost right at the arch of the eyebrow. So I'm just going to mark those parts in right now. And her face is slightly turned. So this side, the bridge of her nose, you see more of one side than the other side. I was just drawing them way too small, it seems. And then it looks like the other one is kind of pointing at the nose. So it kind of creates a line to the nose, does an indentation, and then goes up. Yeah, clearly I don't draw her mask very often. Lol. Okay, looking forward to it, Kylie. I mean, my hope is that it's a good thing. I'd imagine it is. It must be something really cool. No, amazing things. That is awesome. I can't wait to hear about it. Okay, so now it is bangs time. And she sometimes has bangs and sometimes doesn't have bangs, from what I can tell. Depends on the artist. Oh yeah, it takes a little while, and then you'll get used to it though, Hans. Just keep working at it, for sure. I'm gonna have to see if I want to keep the smile. I may make it a little bit more just like Queen in her lair as opposed to the smile. I'm not sure I'm liking it. But that's what sketches are for. Woot! Just gonna zoom in a tiny bit more so you guys can see a little bit better. Alright, so those are her cheekbones, and that's kind of how I break up the face. I always have the cheekbones so I can see. And right now I've removed her hand just so I can make sure I've got the side of her face in correctly. Because actually the hand was kind of messing with my eye a little bit. I will put the hand back in, but I'm going to move the whole arm down a little bit. But thankfully that's not a hard thing to fix. Yes, I'm working on Black Cat. Whoops, I accidentally turned off my light. Sorry, everyone. I'm going to see if this helps at all without causing a glare. No, thank you, Steve. So I still haven't quite decided what I'm doing with the other leg. Thank you. Alright, I'm just gonna try to figure out what's happening with the lighting. Like, it is so bright in here, I can't even. And it's so strange to me that, like, it's dark where you guys, from your point of view. Alright, so I'm going to try moving this arm a little bit more forward and then having the hand go back. Because then technically it also doesn't need to be resting on anything. Oh, well, I'm glad that you like it. It's probably that it just didn't quite match with Hell Witch, right? And maybe the other one just had a little bit more of a powerful pose as opposed to sultry. That's my guess. Yeah, right, Tanis? It's crazy. Who was the character with the axe? I think that was a Zenoscope cover and her name is Kaylee. Oh, you're so welcome, Robert. Actually, I can't say you're welcome. Dan is the one that does all of the YouTube uploading and downloading from Twitch and all of that. Dan does it all. And sometimes YouTube crashes when you're trying to upload, and so he deserves much props, not me. But I'm really glad to hear that you're happy with them, and I'll make sure to let Dan know, because I know that'll mean a lot. I guess the axe-wielding woman was Kaylee. Was she in water, you guys? Okay, so this is mega scribble time here. Yeah, if she was in water, then she is, yeah, it's Kaylee's axe. It did just sell out on my website, but I'll have more soon. Yes, and that one was colored by Ula Moss. Okay, you guys, you're going to see what I have to do in order to figure out poses. I need to figure out, okay, the arm was like this. I have to kind of figure out exactly how the arm would even be. Okay. resting on this. Yeah, pinky wouldn't reach. Pinky wouldn't reach. Pinky would reach. So it has to be pretty, like, close to her mouth, or pretty, yeah, she'd have to be really covering her face with her pinky in order for me to do that, which is probably why no one else has done it yet. Because it will look a little strange. So I'm going to need to think about that one. Yeah, the sirens are from my end. Yes. I just heard them. All right, so this is my typical thing to do. And I will lighten my lines like this so that I can kind of clean things up a little bit as I'm working. I don't know if it's like a weird tic or something like that I have, but I hate messy paper. It drives me crazy. So I have to keep cleaning every so often. And as anyone who's on my email list or has followed me for any length of time knows I'm a giant neat freak. So messy paper sometimes just really gets to me. But then I love splattering paint. So I have weird times when it really doesn't bother me at all. So yes, thank you, Louie. All right, so I'm going to try to work with this face. And, the face is on probation with me. I'm still trying to decide if this is the appropriate look for Black Cat. I mean, sometimes she's really smiley and stuff, but this may be more of like a Harley face, and I don't want to accidentally like put too much of a Harley vibe on a Black Cat commission. So I'm still kind of thinking about it. Yeah, probably. Hello, Effects Animator. I don't think I've seen you on the stream before. Welcome. Yeah, it's very possible. So I'm giving it one last little chance here. I'm seeing if maybe it's just that the scribbles were bugging me, but if it's not, and I'm still not really thrilled with the pose or with the face, then I'm gonna change it to more of a smirk. But it's just, smirks are easy for me. I have a lot of commissions with smirks, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm not falling into a rut, right? So that's why I'm forcing myself to do more different facial expressions, like say the Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, where they're, Harley's doing this and Ivy's doing, the kissy lip thing. Those ones are that I'm trying to push myself into different facial expressions. And if you guys remember, I struggled so hard on Harley's face. It took me so long. I kept erasing it and redoing it and erasing it and redoing it. But those are the things that give me that push I need. Because sometimes, especially on covers, it isn't appropriate always to throw a big smile on a character like, say, Hell Witch, for instance. So then I don't get that practice. So that's why I do, if it works with the character and if it works with the commission, I do try to use commissions sometimes to push myself. Not to the detriment of someone's commission. I will always do the best that I can. But I'll use this chance to challenge myself in things that maybe I don't necessarily get to do as often in cover work. Oh, thank you, Kathy Russo. That is so sweet of you. You'll get a bunch of commissions so I could go wild. Why, thank you. In my opinion, Campbell is like the god of being able to put energy into a face. Like his black cats are just second to none. And his the way that he can draw his, like, the fairy tale fantasy characters, where they have so much energy. They're like, when they're smiling, it's like bing. It's so very cool. And like, I've bought every single one of his sketchbooks, and I'll just flip through and be like, oh my god, like, how does he do that? So, drawing goals right there. So I'm really like, the way that I've got the lights this time, my face is just like glowing. It's a little scary to look at. I'm like the like scary monster underlit today. Oh, that's really cool, Louie. Oh my god, the Rough Stuff sketchbooks are crazy good. So when a face, this is something that I've been kind of figuring out for a little while, is when a face is down and looking up, right? The line of the actual top lid gets straighter and straighter, and the line of the bottom lid curves more and more as it's, depending on where the face is, right? And so it's so ridiculous. Like, I should have realized that ages ago. And only recently has it really started clicking in, which is so stupid of me. But anyway, yeah, like, so the lower lid gets more and more rounded as their head is looking downwards. And I don't know, like, for so long I'd try to make these like sinister kind of naughty eyes and stuff like that, and they just never looked right. And it's taken me so long to figure out that very simple thing. Yes, I have, Robert. Thank you. I just was checking on that one to make sure that it was not the same finger and exactly the same pose. because that I would not want to do. Just out of respect, not that I didn't wish I had drawn it. But yeah, out of respect for other artists, I really do try to make sure that anything that I draw, I check to make sure it's not the same. Like, I don't think I have a fantastic idea and then realize, well, yeah, so-and-so amazing already did it. Oh, thank you, Robert. That's very kind. That's so sweet of you. Seriously. Okay, I think I've got it going out too far to the side there. It kind of ruins the sort of, her face is semi to the side. What's the print called? Oh yes, that one is a Fathom Kiani cover. So that one I did a few years ago. I think it was in 2013. And it's colored by Sabine Rich. But that one I don't have prints of. It's in my art book, but I don't have it as prints. You saw it flash by. Yeah. So I'm really big on drawing as little amount of information for a nose as possible. I'm just not a big nose fan. So I'll draw as little nose as I can get away with. Yes, it's a Fathom book, and it's Kiani. They don't have it either. I don't know. I think it was done for Aspen, so maybe they've just discontinued the print. I think that where I had the eye wasn't quite right, at least in my opinion. I don't know. I have no idea. What I'm saying could be wrong. Mike is just saying that it wasn't on the website anymore. Or Aspen doesn't have it anymore, so that's why I was wondering if it was. Yeah, but the one that I drew, Steve, was Kiani. I didn't draw Aspen Matthews. Because she's got the sort of orangey auburn hair. Yeah, with the blonde streaks. Okay, so that's enough of that for now. And I'll decide if I'm going to go with leaving her with a smile or not. For now, let's get the rest of the body worked out. Oh, wow. Only 25 were made? Dang. Okay. I am having light frustration issues. You took a screenshot? That's awesome. Yep, sometimes they're limited, that's for sure. My knees look so nice. Thank you, Hans. Jeff, and thank you so much for the host. Hey, Kylie. Hello, Geodude7. Thank you for joining the stream. Today I'm working on a black cat commission. So right now I'm just doing the sketch to kind of figure it out and make some decisions if I'm going to keep the pose that I've got planned and the expression I want to try. All that stuff is currently being figured out. Jiu-jitsu class doesn't have Wi-Fi? Oh, bummer. I'm sorry. Alright, I just have to get my hair out of my face. Well, you can't exactly leave class. That's the thing, if you got your kids there. Yeah, after class ended. Sorry, guys. I kind of broke all of my hair clips, so that's why I keep having to fix my hair and get it out of my face. So guys, yesterday I took Sherlock to the vet for his yearly checkup. He didn't need any injections or shots or whatever this year, but the vet told me that Sherlock has gained quite a bit of weight in the last year, and he's on the verge of being a little bit fat. And so I really don't want that to be the case, because I think he looks so fantastic and fluffy and pleasantly chubby and oh my god, I'm really not happy about him being on the verge of being chubby, but apparently yes. No, Fathom is Aspen Comics. I know, something. It's so sad. I really like him as... Yeah. Anyway, I was like, but British short hairs are supposed to weigh up to 20 pounds. And she's like, well, no. But British short hairs are a very rare breed here. So, yeah, British blues are supposed to be. So I'm still, not to speak poorly of the vet, but I want to get a second opinion before I declare him chubby. Because, okay, basically what it is she was not saying I need to put him on a diet, but he probably shouldn't gain any more weight. Because she's like, you're supposed to be able to feel a cat's ribs, and Sherlock's are pretty hard to find. But anyway, I will, if it becomes the case that he has to go on a diet, or I'm being told that he is, I'm probably going to get a second opinion, because I think that British Shorthairs, especially males, are supposed to be big and heavy. They're like called the bulldogs of the cat world because they're these solid cats. They're like, their thighs are thick and they're like little tree stumps with fur. So I personally feel like Sherlock is fantastic, and if anything, he needs to gain like 5 more pounds of just general cat size. So yeah, you can't find his ribs. Okay, see, I mean, when I look up full-grown British Shorthair males, technically Sherlock, from what I've researched, is going to be growing for another 2 more years. He's not even fully grown yet. And so it's just, oh my goodness. Oh, but the one thing is 7 normal pounds. He's perfect. He's so very perfect and so very fat. He's so luxurious. He is the most fantastic kitty. And just, he doesn't need to lose weight. My goodness. Yes, the standard for the breed for males is 17 to 18 pounds. There we go. Yes. Online Cat Breeders book says 12 to 20 pounds for males. So Sherlock, at the vet, he weighed in at like just shy of 15 pounds. So technically, he could grow. He's got, like, if you look it up, British Shorthairs tend to be like at their best, at least, you know, where it talks about show cats and stuff. British Shorthairs can grow till they're like 3 to 5 years old. They're not considered at their full plumage or whatever. And I really, really, really want Sherlock to be like one of these giant British Shorthairs that you see, if you search it. If you search a male, fully grown British Shorthair, they're fantastic. And Sherlock has more size to get before he's that big. So I'm kind of standing up on the inside, really not wanting to manage his food yet. However, I do have to brush his teeth every day. That's a new one. I never thought that I would have to brush my cat's teeth every day. So I got a class yesterday about how to brush a cat's teeth. It's going to be exciting. A Sherlock drive-by? Let me see. He might be right outside the door, and if that's the case, I'll go get him. All right? Sherlock, come to Mommy, precious. Hey, sweetheart. Everybody wants to see you. Let's go say hello. Okay, here he is. Let's see how long he stays for. Here's Sherlock. Yes, you're very sweet. Mommy loves you. So here is Sherlock. Hopefully you guys can see him. He's very sweet. Are you not wanting to say hello? Let's bring you a little closer. Say hi to everybody. Say hello. Yes, he's a very good boy. Do you want to get down now? All right. Gonna come up one more time? Will come up one more time? Nope. He doesn't want to come up one more time. Yes, he's very sweet. It was a drive-by fur. Well, you know, he wants to be on the ground. So I'm just gonna go close the door. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry, James. Okay, are you gonna come out? You're gonna go hang out with Lyndon? Okay, out you go. Out you go. Yeah, you're fine. Come on. Out. Lyndon, can you do Mommy a favor? Can you give Sherlock a treat? Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Yes, James, I'm so very, very sorry. Can you get another cat so that you're not sad? He did not. He has not signed his model release form. Now I'm covered in fur. Lyndon's gonna give him a treat, though. Yeah, I can understand, James. I think cats pretend like they don't care. In my heart, I really do hope that Sherlock, somewhere way deep down under all of his self-centeredness, he loves his mommy. One can hope and dream. Oh my God, just the cat foof all over me. Yeah, well, that gives you something to look forward to for sure, James. Hey, Keyman. Well, when we travel, we have someone who watches Sherlock for us. But she's so good with him that we're really, really grateful. Okay, so how are you guys feeling about this smile? Oh, well, Lyndon is actually making a comic about Sherlock. So he's on issue 4. It's about Catboy, I think it's called. And it's all about Sherlock and his different missions and stuff like that. So, yeah, Lyndon has 4 comic books, or he's finished 3, and he's working on a 4th now. Okay, thank you, Kylie. Thank you, Mike. It looks like it's from Batman the Animated Series. That's funny. Because I need to go get it from him. He's waiting for another sketchbook from me so that he can start working on issue 4. He did give me one of his pages, actually. Let me see if I can find it, because I put it away somewhere safe, and now I don't know where it went. Okay. Oh, I'll need to look for it. Anyway. Yeah. Post the Sherlock comics. I know, I really am. It's a fail. The Sherlock Diaries. Oh, okay. That's smart, Louie. Yeah, you know, I think I'm settling on this face too. It's different for me, but that's good. I want to have some happy commissions. Hey, Banji one. Thank you for joining the stream. Oh, see you later, Simone. Have a good one. I'm so glad you made it. See you later, Tony. Merlin is great. Amy is awesome, but you can totally call him Sherlock too. There's your Sherlock and my Sherlock. I killed that eye with improvements. Oh, that is so cool, Kylie. I love the gray cat. It's so pretty. How many cats do you already have, though? I can't remember. You have 2 cats and a dog. Keeman, most likely not. I am so sorry. I have a cover due and I'm starting in on another project. Triggered. Aw. Okay, happiness. I'm happy with that part. All right, so now it's time to figure out their arms. Her arms. Yeah, Medusa is probably going to be like a January project. That's my guess, but I don't know for sure. Oh, that is so awesome, Keeman. comfortable would that be? I guess if she's leaning like that, she could be putting her arm behind her a little bit. And it's not that I'm trying to avoid drawing her hand. Her hand is right over here. But it's just to kind of add to the pose and the leaning of the pile that she's sitting on. So I'm still trying to decide on hand placements and stuff. Yes, she's leaning on the other elbow. Yeah. So I'm just trying to think of what exactly to do with this other elbow. No, that throws the weight off. I don't want to have all arms pointing that way, kind of. It just gives too much of a slump to the cover. So it's all a matter of like properly weighing everything. Oh my goodness, I forgot to turn on Pretzel. I'm so sorry, you guys. Me personally, when I have time to listen to music on my own, I don't really know what kind of music it is. I guess rock. I like in this moment Marilyn Manson, Korn, some Five Finger Death Punch. I'm trying to think what other bands I like. Mostly in this moment, though. I love them. Yeah, I've decided against the mouth just because I'd literally have to cover so much of her face. Leaning on a cat statue. Her smile looks kind of like the first smile that I did on Harley. Then I changed Harley's smile and made it a lot more stiff, I think. But I'll check. You're hard rock. And symbiote, is it symbiote or symbiote? Symbiote. I've like watched things that have like said how to pronounce it, and both of them were opposing opinions. But hello, thank you so much for joining the stream. Oh, okay, Carnage. Pretzel is like a plugin for playing music. So now I've just started it on the stream. I sort of failed and completely forgot to turn on the music. So this is free music that just plays in the background. I want to see about getting, I like chill tunes. So I'm just going to turn on chill tunes. Oh, I was already in chill tunes. Happiness. Kara! Symbiote. Yeah, it's so hard to know. Yes, James, I'm doing the traditional black cat outfit. All right, I'm going to keep the arm, and I'm just going to have her twirling her hair, twirling something. No, thank you. Oh, yeah, good. That's a really good idea, Kylie. Get some rest. Oh, it is so bad, Kara. You know, you can barely see anything. It is, like it's making my eyes water because there's so much smoke in the air. Yeah, it's bad. No, sorry, Steve. That's hilarious. I am so sorry, Kara. I totally understand the like head feels fuzzy, kind of weird, super fuzzy brain, watery eyes. The smoke is definitely going to start getting to people. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna do like one of those Egyptian black cats. You know, like the like okay, Egyptian. Like she stole from a museum. Oh yes. I don't know if I've seen anybody else do this, but even so, it's an Egyptian statue. So I'm just gonna take that idea, and it's just gonna look like it's sitting in a pile with everything else. Oh yes. This is perfect. Yeah, there we go. Yes, so those little Bast statues, whatever you guys said they're called, Bast idols, yes, that's what I want to do. I think that works quite well. Whoop whoop. All right, so they have the typical sharp face. They're glossy black. And they have gold detailing. And there's just lots of different ways that the gold detailing is being done and handled, but that's perfect. I can do jelly roll pen for that. FTW. There's no music left? Okay. No music, it's not working. Are you guys sure? Because it is playing. So does that mean maybe I need to turn up the music a little bit? Oh yeah, that's weird. Its computer sound is not, it's not picking up. Alright, well then I'm just going to turn it off because I actually don't know how to fix that. So I'm really sorry, you guys. I don't know how to get the computer sound working. So I'm just going to have to turn off Pretzel for today. Sorry. No, there's no mute button on. It's probably just something with my my current my OBS. Like sometimes it'll just shut some connection off and you have to go reconnect. That's really all it is. What was I gonna say? Oh, thank you, Kylie. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Gabriel. Okay, so for anyone who is in the Cincinnati area, I am going to be sending around something later on this week. So if you aren't on my email list, definitely sign up in order to get the information as far as my fall shows starting with Cincinnati. Thank you, Kara. Yes, I know you're there. So they draw the eyes almost human looking. Hello, Roy Batty. Okay, so I want a like string of pearls or something going over her thigh right here. And the reason why I want that is because it's going to help with the perspective of her thigh, because she's got shiny latexy pants on, and it's going to be really hard to give that depth without like having some things around just to sort of show where she is and what's happening. So it's probably a little bit of a cheat on my part, but I'm going to use it. Oh, that's so cool, Keeman. Needed to give her hips a little bit of a thinning. She was a little wide for Black Cat because she's kind of a slender character. But if I feel like it needs to be fixed again, I can just give her a little more hippage if needed. Okay. So I want her on a bunch of diamonds for the most part, with like a couple different, I think it's Boop Squad, Louie. No, I wasn't. Sherlock isn't fat. I swear. He's just so sweet. All right, I'm just trying to think of like which way I want this cat to face. Because I want it kind of stuck in the diamonds and gold and jewels and not looking like it's just the one, it's one perfectly straight item in like otherwise a pile of stuff. It has to be just part of the pile organically, but somewhere for her to rest her hand. Sherlock is your spirit animal. Thank you, Lino. That's so nice of you. He's very fluffy. Maybe I'm going to have one of the cats coming this way so that the ears are not poking her in the elbow, but she's leaning on it. So then there's the ears. Boy, I don't draw cats very often. Let's just make that the front, nose. Okay, neck. And then I want to have one more, like maybe right here. Hey Mark, glad you could make it. Boy, I suck at drawing cats. Sherlock I've got, because he's like a cartoon character of a cat. But the actual, like, Egyptian-style cats, I'm not very good at here. They're just a lot more sharp and angular. But anyway, I'm just going to get their positioning for now. So I've just got them in with the jewels, and then there's more jewels all around. Maybe some necklaces. There's another necklace here. So this is kind of one of the piles that she's on, and then I'll just let the pile kind of fall down like that. Technically, I could move the cover up and make it a complete full body. It's just full bodies completely actually are not as good because you can't see the face as well. So I'm probably actually going to cut the whole piece down by about that much, and I'm going to blow it up. So let's put her hand right there. I want there to be a decent divide between her waist and her arm that she's leaning on. But let's just get this in there right there. So this is kind of where her knuckles are, thumb, and Black Cat kind of has really long fingers. Oh, okay. See you later, Mark. Thank you for stopping by. My kids, one of them is, the other two are not. My youngest, he's 8, and whenever he gets home from school or from summer camp right now, he gets out his art paper and he starts to draw. So he really loves arts and crafts and drawing and all of that. My other two older kids are not into art at all. See you later, Mark. All right, so I've got her leaning on the cat this way. And it is pushing the cat forward towards us, but it kind of makes sense because, you know, she's leaning on it. So it's not necessarily like it's going to be able to hold up its weight completely. And then I just want more black cats just kind of hiding in the jewels and the gold here. So there will be a few more little random faces around. You can miss many things, but never the end. Oh, that's so sweet, Lido. Well, at 7:30 my time, so that's in about 15 minutes, I'm going to go for dinner. But at least the sketch of Black Cat is done. I just need to get the cats in there. And they have rounder ears. And get some more fun detailies going on. I think I'm going to keep the action in her hands pretty minimal, but I'm still on the fence about that. Okay, where would that be? So it would be on this side. So she's got her little Black Cat fur trim. Her fur trim is here. And more fur trim. And some versions of her outfit, she has a corset, and other ones she doesn't. So I'm going to try to determine that. Oh, yeah, you know, this is... I do this every time. I like chicken out on the other eye. There we go. Now she has two eyes. Yeah, me too. Yeah, probably next stream I'll be inking it, and then I'll be Copic coloring it on the following one. Unless, see, I'm working on a few commissions at the same time. But yes, probably I'll wrap this one up and then work on the next one, because I'm kind of having a bit of a mental block on the other commission I'm trying to get done, which is super sad, and I need to sort of figure myself out a little bit. Having a hard time with it. But this is one of the other ones I need to do. So maybe I just need to like start with something that I have an idea for and then work back to the other one. I don't know. Thank you so much, Kylie. So yeah, I think though that I am going to scan it and enlarge it a little bit to fit this paper, because I do need to I am drawing it on this particular size, but I think I'd like to fill the space a little better, so that's what's fantastic about having a scanner and a printer and a light box. Woo! Oh no, yeah, her hairline needs to come forward. As you can see, I have a line going across of where it needs to shift to. No, thank you, David. You know what, Louie? I probably would say the mouth is very easy unless I'm trying to change the pose. And because the face is what matters the most, yes, advancing into different styles of faces or different facial expressions, I think is more challenging for me than drawing hands. But that is, it's hard to say for sure. I think that drawing hands is easier than changing a facial expression or adding a new facial expression to your repertoire. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, no worries. There's so many scribbles around here. That's what happens. I think I'm going to thin out her shoulders a tiny bit too. Black Cat, for all intents and purposes, from what I can see, she is very, she has very long, slender limbs. I guess, you know, to be all cat-like or something, I'm not sure. But she does have quite a slender, tall frame. So I am thinning out her shoulders a tad. And there's her hand. I'm going to thin out that shoulder too a tiny bit. But we do, it is rotating away from us slightly, but not enough that she'd lose a lot of her neck. So I do need to have that in there pretty good. Oh, okay, Roy, I have, in the immediate future, I have another Black Cat, but that one's a blank that's going to be brought to me at Fan Expo Canada. I have a Harley Suicide Squad date night. I don't know if you know that one. It's from the movie when Harley's in kind of the sequin dress. And a Black Canary. And the Black Canary is really the one I was supposed to be working on first, because I owe that one before these ones. It's just I'm having a little bit of a block. The idea that I've been trying to do, every sketch or layout I draw, I'm just not happy with it. So I've changed plans like 3 or 4 times, and you know, I'm just hitting one of those artist block times. But I know a lot of you have asked me, what do you do when you hit an artist block? Right now, I am at a block. of another piece. So I've just switched to another one, because sometimes if you can afford to switch and kind of reset your brain on something else, it does help, and then at least you're not wasting time, and you can move on to something and then go back. So that's what I am currently doing. And so next time, yes, I should, hopefully soon, I should have a decent sketch for Black Canary. But for now, I'm going to work on this one while I try to come up with a better idea. Exactly. I'm hoping that that's how he would feel too, to not kind of beat my head against the wall and hand over something that's subpar just because I'm trying to force it. And sometimes for work, when I'm in a deadline, I'll just change the idea that I was going for, because you can't just stop and do something else. But for now, I can afford to take the extra time and switch projects. I'm sorry, what do you mean Black Canary on a bike? Oh, Kylie, I will kind of like, with folds in a cloth. I'll put the jewels and the texture for said jewels in areas where, say, they're in a lot more shadow, So I'll probably show you guys the process when I'm working on it, but I'm going to keep it like I'll have some jewels here and along here and over there, but then it just starts to fade out to where there's not that many, and I can fill in the detail or like the impression or illusion of the jewels with Copic marker. So I'll keep the inking to very little. Hey Anthony! No, Robert, it's just Black Canary, single character commission. I'm so glad you made it! Really, Black Cat's hair is very similar to Lady Death's hair. Oh, long day. Well, I hope you've gotten some food already, Anthony, or that you're going to get yourself some. Oh, your beer and pizzas always sound so yummy, Anthony. Oh, okay, Kylie. I'm trying to think if maybe my Pirates one shows that. Let me check. I may have gone too far on the detail with that one. I'm just checking the Pirates one. Oh yeah, so I drew out everything here because there really wasn't a ton to see. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm trying to be careful and not make it over detailed as well. So it's one of those balance things that's kind of tough to do. Hey, Chris. I hope you get tons of sleep today, Kylie. Please, please rest. Especially because you've got a birthday party that you have to do, and that is so much work. Oh, wow. Yes, definitely send me a message, Kylie. See you later, Robert. Okay, so I really want to make sure that these cats don't look realistic. As long as they all want it classy, that's right. I don't want these cats to look realistic at all. I need them to look straight up like statues. Otherwise, it's just going to look like a really poorly drawn cat. So I can't kind of have it right in the middle of like, okay, is that a real cat or is it not a real cat? Because otherwise it's just going to look like I really did a bad job. So I have to find that perfect amount of making it very clear that it is not a real cat and it is 100% stone. I'll come up with a few other things. Maybe I'll like even just, well, I don't know if it's the right mix, you know, to do like she just robbed a museum and then throw in a couple money bags. Like that might totally throw off the look. So I probably won't. Now that's a good idea. Thank you, Gabriel. I like that. Her art struggle is real. Oh, it's true. That's an interesting idea, Roy. Oh, I've just been coloring. Is that what you're asking? Anthony, or are you talking to Kylie? Yeah, you're talking to Kylie. Never mind. Okay, everybody, it is dinner time for me. But I am really happy for getting as much done on this commission as we did today. So this is ready for final pencils, and then hopefully by next stream I'll be inking it with all of you. So that'll be super fun. My next stream is on Friday. So probably Friday afternoon at some point. So I'm going to try to ink it Friday afternoon and then color it on Sunday and get going on Black Canary. So I'm gonna try to power through some of these commissions, and then in the rest of the time right now I am reorganizing all of my prints, renaming all my files, redoing everything. I'm kind of doing like some business stuff as opposed to a ton of art. So I will definitely have this ready for next stream, and I'm looking forward to it. And until then, I love you all a ton. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You guys rock. You had all had such amazing ideas, and I will see you all on Friday. And have a good one. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You guys are amazing. Have a good night. And see you later.